Hey guys, I just wanted to go over this homework assignment and explain my answers in a little more detail for you. So, this first section, the first, five problems, has you, it says to do both parts, list the steps of the operation for each number trick, and then it looks like somebody erased the second part. But what we're supposed to do is look at the expression 2x plus 6 and then list the steps that we would take in order to do this problem. So if we picked a number, then we would pick a number for x and then we would multiply that by 2 and then we would add 6 to that. Then on the other column, it wants you to undo the problem. So basically, it's just taking each one of these steps and putting the inverse operation or the opposite. And the reason we do that is because a little later down the line, we're going to start solving multiple step equations. And the way you solve multi-step equations is to actually do this undo step. So you figure out the correct order to solve it, and then you do the opposite to get x all by itself. So over here for example 2, I have 9 minus 8x. Okay, so if I were to just solve this, if I were to just pick any number for x, I would then have to multiply it by 8, right? Because that's what's touching it. And then whatever I got for this answer, I would subtract it from 9. Okay, so in the other column, I'm just going to do the opposite of these steps. So if step 3 was subtract from 9, then my inverse or my undo or my opposite would be to add 9. Instead of multiplying by 8, my undo is going to be divide by 8. If I go down here to number 3, I have 5 times x plus 7 divided by 3. Okay, well, I have an x in there, so I'm going to pick a number, and then it's inside parentheses with 7. So we know that in PEMDAS, we have to do parentheses first. So add 7 is next. And then that whole thing is being multiplied by 5. So multiply by 5 is next. And then we do division because it's underneath right there. So divide everything by 3. In the other column, I'm just going to do the opposite, right? So instead of divide by 3, we have multiply by 3. Instead of multiply by 5, I have divide by 5. And instead of add 7, I have subtract 7. And just to show you how cool this is, let's just say that I did pick a number for x. I picked the number 1. Okay. I'm just going to go in there and pick it. 1 plus 7, that's 8. 8 times 5 is 40. And 40 divided by 3. Oh gosh, I don't know what that is. It's like 13.333, something like that. And then if I were to go back and undo that 13.333 multiplied by 3 gets me 40. Divided by 5 gets me 8. Subtract 7 gets me back to my original number, 1. So here's the other examples. This one, I know it has a fraction in there, but don't freak out. You're still picking a number and then adding 3 and then multiplying by 2/3. So the opposite of multiply by 2/3 is divide by 2/3. The opposite of add 3 is actually subtract 3. Coming down here, I have word problems and I have the words and I'm making the expression for it. So pick a number, x. Add 7, okay, x plus 7, and then multiply the whole thing by 8. Okay, I'm going to throw parentheses around it and put an 8 in front. Number 8, we're going to pick a number, okay, there's x, and multiply it by 12. Okay, 12 times x, I can do that. And then we add 15. Okay, add 15 to the end, right, because we always have to multiply before we add. And then divide the whole thing by 3. So that's where we need our parentheses, and then divide by 3. Down here, same thing. Pick a number, multiply by 20, so 20x, add 15, so 20x plus 15, put that in parentheses and multiply it by 3/5.